Hello everyone and welcome back to Kansas Speedway. We are done with the first of 3 days of action-packed racing here. We had the ARCA Menard Series and the Craftsman Truck Series here Friday night. Had quite the good races between the two. For ARCA, Tanner Gray finished first, Connor Zilch finished second. The big storylines though went to the post-race as the final lap heading into turn one while battling for second. Corey Day and Andy Jankowiak made contact. Corey kind of slid up into him. Corey went on to finish fourth. Andy went on to finish seventh. He was not too happy with Corey post-race.
And you, Steven Stumpf, got exclusive video of a confrontation that you can now watch on our Frontstretch's YouTube page, correct?
Correct. It's on YouTube. It's on Twitter. It's gotten a lot of hits. I think for those who haven't seen, I think it'll be a very interesting watch. And but those are the main storylines from ARCA. Now we head to the truck race. It was this was the round of 10. This is the final race of the round of 10. Two drivers were going to be gone. Daniel Dye and Ben Rhodes entered below the cut line, and that's exactly who were the odd ones out. Daniel Dye's day went from bad to worse in a hurry, or hit the wall early. Had to come down pit road, hit the wall again, had to come down pit road again. Ben Rhodes just didn't have the speed and had to go for an alternate strategy. But before we get into that, we'll talk about Corey Heim, who started last and just breezed through the field like it was nothing.
Yes, Daniel McFadin. We needed to introduce ourselves before we did this. But I'm Daniel McFadin. This is Steven Stumpf. And yes, Corey Heim won the truck race after coming from the back. He topped his own record, Steven, that he set in the spring when he started 13th and finished first, marking the deepest anyone had ever started in a truck race at Kansas and winning. He then doubled that and then some, starting 33rd and coming to the front and just dominating the race, beating Lane Riggs, who now has 3 top 2 finishes in 3 races. He said afterwards that Heim just had the faster car. There was nothing he really could have done. But just impressive stretch here for the non-playoff driver, Lane Riggs. Just an impressive run for him in Front Row Motorsports.
Indeed. We looked it up during the race. He is the first rookie in the Truck Series to win back-to-back races since William Byron, and did it in 2016. No Truck Series rookie had ever won 3 in a row, and he was just 1 spot away from doing it here. Best finish by far on an intermediate track. Absolutely hats off to them. An incredible run. Also having good runs was Caden Honeycutt in 4th. It was 52 to go. What happened was split strategy. Most of the front runners elected to stay out under the caution and then do one last pit stop under green, while a bunch of others tried to make it the last 52 laps home in their fuel window. Caden Honeycutt made it on fuel, ran out right at the finish, but finished 4th. Who did not make it to the finish, though, was Ty Majeski. He started on pole. He had a good truck early, but just fell behind Corey Heim, who dominated the day, and decided that this was the best chance to win. He had a good sizable lead, but the 11 was fast all night. He was coming in a hurry. Majeski had to pick up the pace. It looked like he was going to win as long as he had enough fuel, but he did not have enough fuel and sputtered to the line and finished 15th. And this is exactly where the final playoff battle between the two came in, because Grant Enfinger elected to do Corey Heim's strategy and stay out and then pit under green to be good on fuel to the end, while Ben Rhodes, they just did not have a great day at all, just completely in the back. This was their last chance to try and make something work, to try and make it, and they elected to try and make it on fuel. It looked like, for like the first 30, 40 laps of the run, Ben Rhodes had the points on Enfinger. It looked like he was going to make it in, but then he lost more time. Enfinger made up more and more spots with the fresher tires, and by the end of it, Ben Rhodes also ran out of gas. Also,
I talked to Ben Rhodes after the race. He said he ran out of gas going into turn 1. I asked him how confident he was about the decision to stay out for fuel, and he said he was very confident. He actually encouraged it. But he's still, even though he's not advancing the playoffs, he's still pretty upbeat about it. He said they're going to use the rest of the races to do testing and all that. But hey, he's won the championship twice in the last 3 years. So what are you really going to complain about at this point if you're Ben Rhodes and his team?
Yeah, not only 2 championships in the last 3 years, points finishes of 1st, 2nd, and 1st. Fortunately, it's been an off year for them, but, they've shown they've been successful in the past. I'm sure they'll regroup for next year. But who did manage to make it on Fueled among the people that tried to go for the gamble was Dawson Sutton. He finished 5th place. This is his 3rd truck start ever, 3rd of the season. It was announced earlier this week that he'd be taking over from Ty Dillon for the remainder of the season in Rackley Wars 25 truck. Daniel, you got to talk to him after the race. What did he have to say?
Yeah, he was just happy about the result. First time in the number 25 car replacing Ty Dillon, and he qualified in the top 10 too, and he was pretty much in the top 10 the whole race. So him and Lane Riggs, 2 non-playoff drivers, up there mixing it up with the leaders. Impressive outing for him.
Yes, indeed. And along with Caden Honeycutt, that makes 3 non-playoff drivers inside the top 5. The other driver that in the playoffs that managed to get in the top 5 was Christian Eckes, who, no surprise, has been riding, I believe, a streak of, 10 consecutive top 4 finishes dating back to the early summer, even spring. There have been lights out. Corey Heim, lights out too, swept Kansas, 6th win of the season. Those 2 have dominated all the races. Now we head to the round of 8. It's going to be, it's going to be a fun one. 4 races left in the season. It's going to be exciting to see how that all plays out by the time we head to Martinsville for the final elimination race. But, before we get to that, there's still a bunch of racing to come this weekend. Xfinity Series is tomorrow. Cup drivers will be going in for bullpen in practice and qualifying. Cup race Sunday. We got a lot of action to bring you guys. We're excited to bring it. For now, I'm Steven Stumpf. He's Daniel McFadin. Stay tuned to Frontstretch. We'll talk to you later. Have a good night. Steven Stumpf of Frontstretch.com here. Come back for more great racing videos, and if you like us, don't forget to hit that subscribe button.